welcome to the Learning Ladder. My name is Isabella and I'm a homeschool mum of one, a daughter aged 5, and we are in our 3rd year of homeschool. So we did preschool, pre-K4 and we're now in kindergarten. And this is going to be the start of my new series all about products that we are using to teach various different things throughout our school, how I like them, how I use them most importantly. If you're looking for curriculum for the next year, hopefully this will give you some products to consider, and if you're already using them, maybe a different way to use them, or maybe it'll just be fun for you to watch. So today we are going to be talking about how I teach reading. I also teach sight words as well, so I'm going to show you products that I use for both and how I use them. So hopefully this will be helpful for those people who are in this stage or approaching this stage or thinking about planning ahead. So let's get started. This is how I teach my daughter to read. Okay, now for reading we use All About Reading. This is level 1. We are up to lesson 26. That's what we're going to be doing next. I absolutely love this curriculum. I cannot tell you enough how amazing it really is. It is absolutely fantastic. It has so many different things to it that keep your child interested. It's multi-sensory, so it covers a range of learners. Definitely highly recommend it. Okay, so enough gushing. How do we use it? So I purchased the deluxe kit. So it came with this, the teacher's manual. It also came with the student workbook, which I have taken out and put into, it's all perforated. So it is in a book like this. All the pages are perforated. You just rip them out, and I put them into a binder, frozen, with page protectors, and I cut them all out last year before we started because it was just easier for me. Then when it asks for a certain page in the book, I can just get it out. It's all been chopped up, ready to go, and we can start. You don't have to do that. You could just pull it out as you go, but that's how I have done it. It also came with 3 readers. This is the one that we are currently reading at the moment. This is the second book, The Rump Pig, and this is an example of the stories that are in this one. I love the illustrations. Even though they're black and white, my daughter is still really enamoured by them, and they're so well done as well. So those are the stories in The Runt Pig. So that it comes with 3 readers. It also comes with this review box which you keep all your cards in. So these are all on a piece of card that you just perforate and separate. It's really easy to do, and pop them into your box. It comes with all these little dividers and the sponges as well to keep everything nice and secure. It also comes with a little viewfinder for when you're starting out if they need them. So you've got your phonogram cards, so you've got your letters here to make, and your letter sounds. There is an app as well to tell you if you're not sure about what your letter sounds are. That's free. You just put it on your phone and it'll tell you what the letter sounds are. For example, some letters obviously have multiple sounds, and if you're not sure what they are, then that's always great. You can listen to it with your student as well. It also comes with your word review cards, and then there is a mastered section and then a future lessons section. It also comes with letter tiles, and they are all ready for you they're all perforated, ready for you to take apart. And they also come with magnets as well, which you can just stick on the back. And they have the display of how you should set them out on your whiteboard in the book. Mine are in this bag because we were on break at the moment and I was cleaning. I didn't want any to get lost, but once we start back up again with school, I'll set them all back out again on her board ready. It also comes with stickers and a really nice tote bag as well. And I love tote bags, especially because we have to pay for carry bags over here. And here is the tote bag. And if you're going from room to room, then just pop everything in here and away you go. It also comes with a chart as well for your student to pop a sticker on for every day that they have completed their reading, every lesson that they have completed their reading, I should say, which is really motivating. Now the guide is so thorough. It tells you exactly how to set your box up, where to put your cards, even how to separate your tiles, because you don't always use all your tiles at one time, so it'll tell you to have separate bags for different tiles. It really is, and it even gives you the QR code for the app, and it also explains to you about sight words, or as they call them, leap words, that they include in there and how they have a different symbol on. There's no way at all that you can get confused or muddled or stressed with this guide. It literally tells you exactly what you need to do, from how long you should do each lesson for, then about how long you should read aloud to your student afterwards. Now we are up to, as I said, lesson 25. So at the beginning it'll tell you to review the phonogram cards that are behind the review divider in here, if you're still reviewing any of them. It also says to review your word cards, so you'll just select a few review cards out to review with your student. And then for this one, this is when we're going to be reading a story, so there's a warm-up sheet, so you'll find the relevant warm-up sheet in here to do. It'll give you some information about the story that you're about to read, and then your student will read the story. And in this one, there's a comprehension activity afterwards, so you're making a match. So you are, after you've read the story, so you can see if you can match them to the illustrations. It's good for comprehension, comprehension activity. Then again, there's a second story in this lesson, so you're reading the warm-up sheet first, then you'll read your story, and then you will complete your lesson and your student will put their sticker on. Now, the way we do it in terms of review, so at the beginning where it says to review phonograms and review word cards. Now, before we started this program, I had already taught my daughter all her letter sounds, so she already knew all her phonograms anyway. So we don't review phonograms because she already knows them, but we do review the word cards. So what I will do is I'll take 10 usually out of here. I don't put them in the master section, even though I know she knows them, because I still like to review them with her. So we for fluency, basically. So I'll take 10 out, I'll shuffle them and take 10 out, and then what I did separately to the program, which you don't have to do at all, it's just something that I decided to do. I made these little review games, so things that she likes, themes, topics of interest, you know, however way you would like to do it if you want to do this yourself. But for this one, for example, they're all caterpillars, then I put 10 cocoons on, then when she reads a word, she'll put a butterfly on top to change it into a butterfly. It's just a fun way to do the review cards. Now, as I said, this is you don't have to do this at all. I just find with my little one, it just keeps things interesting. And for example, this one is a robin. I'll put all the little nests on. So I'll choose 10 nests, and then when she reads the word correctly, she'll put her little baby robin on there. So that is how I deal with the review cards. In terms of these games and things that they have in here, I absolutely love them. I think they're so well thought out. There's all different things in here, so your child will never get bored. This one, for example, was dealing with ch, and this is teaching all the ch words to your little one, and in this particular case it was a mouse and cheese. So your child would read the word and then feed the mouse the cheese. This one was again learning the different sounds, and the words are all in here, and then she would match them up to the appropriate mailbox. You can just put a little slit in them, which you can see I have done, and then she could just post them through. Now these are fluency sheets, so what we would do again is using these, I'll just pick out words for her, or I'll ask her to choose herself, which I think is really a good way to do it too. I'll say to her, right, okay, would you like to choose some words to read? And then she'll read some herself, making the decision which one she wants to try. And then we'll finish the other ones at a different point. And again, phrases, names. So when they're reading the story, they've had a chance to review the words before they read the story, which I think is a really good way to do it as well. It just builds their confidence. And again, this is another fun one. This was a comprehension exercise. So she read the story, and then she matched the pictures in the order of when things were put into the tub. So it's checking comprehension of them reading. But this is not something they do at the beginning. I think this was lesson 24. So this is like quite considerably a way in. It starts off really really simply, I think, but you know, perfectly age appropriate, and it gets harder as they go along. I love the word flippers. These are really fun. So basically the child will just flip over the different letters and then read the words underneath. And I prepped, as I said, I prepped all these ahead of time. You don't have to do that, but I just decided to do that before we started our year. I just thought it'd be easier. I just think it is an absolute fabulous curriculum. Highly, highly recommend it. So that is what we are doing for reading. What we also do with the readers as well is we go back and we continually read the stories. So although it'll say, I don't know, for example, lesson 15, read a certain chapter in the book, we'll still be reviewing the other ones previous to that chapter too, just to build fluency and confidence. And they're lovely readers. My daughter doesn't get bored reading them at all. And I think it just is a great way to build fluency and practice. We also do have other readers as well that we read too, but I do think it's great to continually review the reader that you're working on at that time, because obviously it's covering exactly the right words and blends and everything else that they're already learning to build confidence. Okay, so now we'll move on to how I teach sight words. Now I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I do teach sight words as well as all about reading. The reason that I do that is just that I think it helps my daughter tremendously when she is reading, that she doesn't have to decode every single word. Now, a lot of them are decodable, a lot of sight words are decodable, so I do understand where All About Reading comes from in their view on that you don't necessarily have to teach sight words as well, apart from the ones that they do include in the curriculum, because they do include what they call leap words. I did decide that I wanted to teach sight words as well as the ones that they actually include in the curriculum. So in our pre-K 4 year, we started learning sight words. So this was prior to us starting our All About Reading level 1, which we started in kindergarten. So we started doing our pre-primer sight words in pre-K 4, and we have kept the same method of learning our sight words, which I will explain to you now. Okay, so I teach 2 sight words a week, 2 new sight words every week, and we also do review, which I'll talk about after this. So for this particular week upcoming, I am teaching like and please. So we always start off on day 1, and the first thing we do is we do our sentence. So I explain to her what the sentence is, or if she can read it, she reads it herself. I like to ride. Then I think that is really important, explaining how the sight word is used. I think it's really important to teach it in context, so how you would actually use the word rather than just teaching it as a learn this word memory activity, in terms of my opinion. So in this particular worksheet, which was a Confessions of a Homeschooler worksheet, she will trace the word and read it out loud. Then she will cut out the letters at the bottom to stick them on, and then she will write the sight word again. And it's just a few different ways of incorporating. So she's gluing and sticking, she's writing, she's saying it out loud. So a few different ways to practice that particular sight word. So this is what we do on the first day of every week. We do our first sheet, which is, for this particular one, the sentence sheet. The next day we review again a different sentence but using the same words. So for this one it's I like to skip. Again, she'll try and read it if she can, if not I'll read it for her. And then we look at how the word is formed, what letters make it up, and then we will use either our blocks with letters on, or we use our magnetic letters, and we'll use a cookie sheet and we will spell the word, or build the word. So either spell it with magnetic letters or build it with the blocks, and that's the only activity she'll do. She'll just build the word. Okay, then the next day again she will practice tracing and writing the word. She'll just do this part of the sheet the next day, so she'll just practice tracing and writing the word. Then once again we'll see, build and write it. So she'll look at the word and then she'll build it with the blocks or magnetic letters, and once again she'll write it. And it's just practicing the different sensory approaches. And then the final activity is this dot it. We did do a word search one previously, which was really good. I really liked that, but we've got a new one to try for this second level of our sight words, and we are doing colour or dot it. So I'll probably just give her the doer dots for her to dot the correct word. So this was a free printout from at the measuredmom.com. the Confessions of a Homeschooler was that one, and that was, I did purchase that. This was free from thereadingmama.com, and again this was from the Confessions of a Homeschooler, which was purchased with the sight word sentences. And then the final thing we do is we chop up our circle as it is here, and then we pop it onto our caterpillar on the wall, and we just, every time we learn a new sight words, we put them onto the wall, onto her caterpillar. And again, it's a good way to see how well she's progressing. She can see how long her caterpillar is getting as to how many sight words she knows, and it's great motivation, and she loves putting the caterpillar on the wall at the end of the week. Okay, now then what we do periodically is we review the sight words that we've just learnt, and then we review again previous sight words that we've learnt through games. I think that's really important. I don't like doing the whole flashcard thing. That's just my preference. I much prefer to give it a purpose and a reason, to make it fun and interactive. So what we do is I purchased Play-Doh to Plato's editable sight word games from Teachers Pay Teachers last year. It was in the summer and they had a sale on, so definitely watch out for sales on Teachers Pay Teachers, because you can pick up your products when they're reduced, which is always great. And the other thing as well is if you provide feedback, you can earn credits, which you can then use to purchase more products. So definitely remember to provide feedback on the products. It not only helps you get some credit, but it also helps other people who are thinking of buying the products to know whether it's any good or not. Okay, so these are the games. There's a huge range of them. I think there was 30 in the pack, and it's editable. So once you purchase that pack, you can change the words to whichever sight words you're learning or wanting to review. So you can continue using this forever if you wanted to. Multiple students, multiple stages, multiple ages. I've just pulled out a couple of the games. So this one is an egg flip, which she will use to flip over the eggs and read the words. This is a leap pad one. So we'll just put them all out on the floor, and then she'll jump to them and tell me what the word says. And this is a gumball one. She'll take a card and then use one of these little gumdrops to put it onto the correct word. So that's one way we do it. And then we also have started doing these My Sight Word book, again from Play-Doh to Plato. This is to make sure that she knows how to spell them, so she can remember them really well, but I also want to make sure that she can spell them as well. So we periodically do these as well, again ones that she already knows comfortably, and it's just various different activities. So this one is colour the word with crayons. This one is write the word in the box, trace the word with stickers, write the word around each shape, what shape fit the most, colour its centre, highlight it, write it big and small. And there's various different ones. There's rainbow write it, there's type it out on like a keyboard, choose, and then there's ones where you decode it using little symbols to decode the word. So many different versions of it that keep them interested and motivated. So that's another thing that we use. So I hope that gave you some ideas, some products to think about looking at for when you're purchasing your next curriculum, or just different ways to maybe use what you already have. I really like the methods that we're using. It's definitely being successful. She's doing really, really well with reading. Definitely continue with all the products that I'm using now for next year. I have already purchased All About Reading Level 2, because I think we'll be starting that soon in over Easter. And I also continue using all my sight word products that I've been using. Definitely recommend them all. So I hope that was informative and helpful for you. If you've got any questions, definitely let me know, and we'll be moving on to our next subject, which is maths, in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.